So Malaysia is getting ready for something absolutely massive. It's not just about getting more tourists in the door, it's about totally rethinking what travel can even be. Let's dive into how they're planning for a huge tourism boom by going green, and how it could just be the blueprint for the rest of the world. All right, first things first, let's just try to wrap our heads around this scale we're talking about here. For their big Visit Malaysia Year 2026, they're not just hoping for a little bump in tourism. No, they're shooting for an incredible 47 million international visitors. I mean, just think about that number. It's absolutely monumental. And you know what comes with that many people? A truly staggering economic goal. We're talking 329 times billion ringgit in revenue. The stakes here are just incredibly high. This isn't just about the tourism industry. This is a huge deal for the entire national economy. Okay, so how on earth are they planning to pull this off without, wrecking the place? Well, here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to look at their grand ambition, then the big shift towards sustainability that's happening everywhere. We'll dive into their top-down green plan, see how it actually helps from the ground up, and finally, ask what this all means for the future of travel. All right, so let's jump into our first section. This really gets to the heart of the challenge, doesn't it? When you're chasing numbers this big, you hit a critical crossroads. How do you get all that amazing economic growth while also protecting the very things, the beautiful nature, the incredible culture that make people want to visit in the first place? Yeah, it really all boils down to one single question, right? How do you throw open your doors and welcome the world without losing your soul in the process? And the answer, it turns out, starts with a really smart pivot. See, Malaysia figured out that sustainability isn't just some environmental checkbox you have to tick. Nope, it's a huge business opportunity, and it's being driven by a powerful new trend that's sweeping across global travel. And get this, here's the number that's really driving the whole strategy. A whopping 76% of travelers around the world now want sustainable options. This isn't some tiny niche market anymore, folks. It's the mainstream. So you see, Malaysia isn't just going green because it's a nice thing to do. They're tapping into a massive, clear, and powerful global demand. So what are we really talking about when we say sustainable travel? Well, the core idea here is something called ecotourism. And it's not just about, taking pretty pictures of nature. It's about travel that's responsible, travel that actively helps conserve the environment, and, this part is absolutely crucial, actually sustains the well-being of the local people. It's a genuine win-win. Okay, so how do you take a great idea like that and turn it into a national strategy? Well, this whole shift isn't just happening by chance. Oh, no. It's being driven by a really coordinated top-down plan. We're talking government and industry leaders all working together to build a national framework for this stuff. And this framework is built on some really solid concrete policies. You've got the National Ecotourism Plan that lays it all out. There are green tax incentives to encourage businesses to get on board. There's even a formal certification system for hotels, based on their environmental, social, and governance, or ESG performance. Plus, there's direct investment support for projects that are all about nature. And all that high-level policy stuff, it translates into real changes you can actually see and touch. I mean, think about it. Hotels swapping out plastic for bamboo toothbrushes. Kitchens running zero-waste programs. Entire buildings getting green certifications. This is exactly where the big, ambitious ideas hit the ground and become reality. But look, a top-down plan is only ever half the story, right? The real magic of what Malaysia is doing, the secret sauce, if you will, is how it all connects with growth from the ground up. It's all about directly empowering the local communities, the very people who are the guardians of the country's incredible culture and nature. And this quote, this just says it all, doesn't it? Through this idea of community-based ecotourism, a community's heritage isn't just some old thing you put in a museum. It becomes their livelihood. It's something they can share, something that literally supports their families and makes their entire community stronger. So how does this community-based ecotourism, or CBET, model actually work? Well, it's pretty brilliant in its simplicity. Step 1, locals get directly involved. They're the ones running the show. Step 2, because they're in charge, their culture and their environment are preserved authentically. And step 3, the results? The community itself prospers. The money stays right there. And listen, this isn't just some nice feel-good story. It's a real economic success. Take one project in Gunung Tebu, for example. It brought in over 380,000 ringgit for the community.
That's proof right there that this model isn't just sustainable, it's seriously profitable for the people who matter most. And you see this same success story playing out all across the country. I mean, you look at world-famous places like the Mulu Caves or beautiful spots like Pancor Island. They are perfect examples of how putting conservation and the well-being of local people first is the secret to creating a truly thriving top-tier travel destination. Okay, so let's pull all these threads together. What's the big takeaway here? I think the real genius of Malaysia's strategy is how it blends these two things perfectly. A strong top-down plan with this incredible bottom-up community power. It's really pioneering a greener future for travel, and the payoff is huge. This really shows you the massive shift in thinking. You know the old way of doing tourism, right? It was all about high volume, pack 'em in, which led to environmental strain, and a lot of the profits just leaked right out of the local economy. Malaysia's new path, it's all about high value. It's driven by conservation, and it makes sure the community actually sees the benefits. So when you add it all up, the benefits of doing it this way are just crystal clear. You get that perfect balance between economic growth and protecting the environment. You safeguard precious biodiversity, you support local families, and especially empower women and young people, and you even build up resilience against bigger challenges like climate change, which kind of leaves us with one big, fascinating question to think about. As the whole world is trying to figure out how to make travel a force for good, you have to wonder, is this it? Is Malaysia's blend of huge goals, smart government action, and real community focus, is that the new blueprint for responsible travel around the globe? Well, it's for sure a compelling model, and one we should all be watching.